We just witnessed the most beautiful uniform matchup in Super Bowl history. With the classic looks of the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs, I don't think this game has ever seen better. And actually, the uniforms weren't the only thing that was beautiful this year. Didn't get the result that I wanted, but I'm not mad. So after seeing that masterpiece ensemble unfold, it got me thinking, what are the best and worst uniform combinations in Super Bowl history? Clearly, we just saw the best. Doesn't get any better than shades of red and gold. You've got the most intimidating color paired up with the most valuable. Was everyone dressed perfectly? No, but it wasn't enough to keep this wondrous looking battle from the top spot. And I know what you're thinking, with the way things look around here and what I'm wearing. Shouldn't I be more upset with how the game ended? And I'm not. I'm fine. Much love to the Kansas City Chiefs, and with the way they've got things set up, I wouldn't be surprised if they won a few more of these things. But none of them will look as glorious as this one. Unless, of course, we meet again. Super Bowl 54, the best uniform combination in Super Bowl history. Let's find out how this guy ranks the other Super Bowl matchups. Spoiler alert, I tend to favor the traditional looks and hate on the modern ones. So with that in mind, let's do the top 5 and bottom 5 uniform combinations in Super Bowl history. Continuing with the worst of all time. Super Bowl 49, the New England Patriots versus the Seattle Seahawks. Quite possibly the greatest Super Bowl game ever played. Unfortunately though, with the way these teams dressed, the pictures of it look more like an arena bowl. What a mess! The Seahawks look ridiculous. With their snot green color, two-headed menacing birds and tire treads on their helmets, and bird feet going down their pants. Now, I've never been a fan of monochromatic uniforms where you gotta have the helmet, jersey, pants, and socks all the same color. They're all dark blue. If you could tell anything about me, I like red. The Patriots try to cram as much dark blue as they can on their road uniforms. What are these stripes on the sides, hooking over the shoulders? It looks weird. And how many times do we gotta see that goofy flying Elvis logo? I get it, it's your logo. Just show it on the helmet, it's enough! The deadly combination of aesthetically unpleasing uniforms, combined with the overkill of dark blue, makes Super Bowl 49 easily the worst uniform combination in Super Bowl history. But damn it, what a game. The second worst of all time, Super Bowl 48, the Seattle Seahawks versus the Denver Broncos. Yeah, the Hawks' road look ain't much better. But collarbone stripes for some reason gotta remind us what team this is. And the Broncos with those weird pointy stripes and oddly shaped numbers. And oh, that menacing horse head is so intimidating. Both teams with the same color helmet, and thankfully, the Donkeys switched to orange as their full-time home jerseys. That's not enough to take this gore fest any higher than one spot above the bottom. This play sums up the uniforms here perfectly. Third worst of all time, Super Bowl 40, the Pittsburgh Steelers against the, Seattle Seahawks. Now you're all gonna say that I'm just trolling my favorite team's biggest rival, but look at this. Really, look at it. Now try not to throw up. You thought the current version looks bad, the old, simpler version looks worse. Fortunately, the Steelers, for the most part, classic look helps to balance out the ugliness. But even them, what the hell are these numbers? Cut that crap out and get back to the basics. And the way their traditional striping gets cut off by the sleeves, it's a shame. And one of many bad calls on the field that night. Fourth worst of all time, Super Bowl 51, the New England Patriots versus the Atlanta Falcons. Two franchises with some of my all-time favorite looks in their histories. But they decide to go with this. Ooh, that metal-edged Falcons got me trembling in fear. And the helmet placement is not enough. We gotta have that terrifying logo on the sleeves too, but it's gotta be smaller to make room for the swoosh. So stupid. Is Julio Jones wearing number 11 or an equal sign? Yeah, nice lines. But none of that is as ugly as giving up a 25-point lead, the largest blown lead in Super Bowl history. My Niners surrendering their 10-point lead this week was tied for the second largest. Man, imagine having those two games on your resume. But again, I'm not mad. 5th worst of all time. And actually, it's not the 5th worst of all time. I can think of a slew of others that, on the surface, are much worse than the one I'm about to mention, but a political statement, if I may. 5th worst looking Super Bowl of all time. Super Bowl 29. The San Francisco 49ers versus the San Diego Chargers. This one makes the list because of what could have been. The wrong damn team was wearing their special 75th anniversary throwback uniforms. This game should have looked like this. Ugh. Why they gotta tease me with this? As a kid, I didn't know any better and was just excited to see my team win. But with the information I have now, which brings me to my dream Super Bowl uniform matchup. Can you imagine the Chargers in their classic powder blue look against my 49ers in their road whites? Or it, a first ever color versus color Super Bowl. Is there a better contrast than red and powder blue? It makes me miss the Houston Oilers. Makes me question what the hell the Ole Miss Rebels are doing. And makes me recognize this as the best Kings jersey of all time. Go Kings go! So to review, here are the bottom 5 worst Super Bowl uniform matchups of all time. And now, on to the top 5 best. We already ranked the most recent Super Bowl as the greatest looking of all time, so let's start down at 5 and work our way back up. The 5th best uniform combination in Super Bowl history, Super Bowl 19, the San Francisco 49ers against the Miami Dolphins. Whew, did we look good? Just look at those stripes. Ugh. The Dolphins are just a gray face mask away from being an A+ themselves. I wish they'd make some damn sense now and make these their primary look. The 4th best of all time, Super Bowl 24, the San Francisco 49ers versus the Denver Broncos. Man, those old Niner whites under the Superdome lights. Quite the sight. And the Broncos were popping with the orange crush and the brighter blue. They also got popped. And crushed. The 3rd best of all time, Super Bowl 23, the San Francisco 49ers against the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm sorry, but I don't know that there's another team in sports that dressed better than the team of the 80s. And you gotta love the old Bengals with the simple tiger stripes on the shoulders and pants. And of course, the helmet is timeless. The 2nd best of all time, Super Bowl 16, the San Francisco 49ers again against the Cincinnati Bengals. Duh! And again, the old Niner whites, that time under the Silverdome lights. Quite the sight! And the Bengals looked badass in black. Alright, so I expect a lot of comments telling me about how biased I am, but I don't know how you can be biased in a topic that's completely subjective. Obviously, a lot of people are into this kind of shit, and good for them. They can make their own damn video. Oh, what?
You dumbass. You forgot your other Super Bowl loss. That one against the Ravens.
What are you... Well, yeah, we did look good in that one, but the Ravens? What? With their black leggings and sleep-deprived birds on their helmets? Or is that thing stoned? I wish the lights had been out for the whole game so we wouldn't have to see them.
Yeah, you needed those lights to go out just to make it a game.
Oh, whatever.
You're just pissed because you keep losing the Super Bowls.
I'm not pissed!